You are not unlucky. You are stuck in a loop, and you are the one pressing replay. You think it's a coincidence, don't you? The names change, the places change, but the disaster is exactly the same. Why do you keep acting out the same tragedy? Why can't you learn? You tell yourself you just haven't found the right person or the right job. That is a lie. The common denominator in all your disasters is you. Carl Jung discovered a terrifying law. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you'll call it fate. You are about to learn why you are doomed to repeat your mistakes and how to finally break the cycle. You are living in Groundhog Day, but unlike the movie, you don't wake up remembering the previous loop. You wake up with amnesia, convinced that this time will be different. This is what Freud called the repetition compulsion. Your subconscious mind is trying to solve a trauma from your past. It recreates the conditions of that trauma, the cold partner, the critical boss, the financial instability, hoping that this time you can fix it. This time you can make the cold partner love you. This time you can make the critical boss proud. But you are using the same broken tools that failed you as a child. So you re-traumatize yourself. Over and over again. You are not moving forward. You are circling the drain. Today, we stop the wheel. We will dissect the 3 most common loops of human misery. The first loop is the most painful. Why do you always choose someone who will reject you? You say you want love. You say you want safety. But your actions tell a different story. You are addicted to the chase. You are addicted to the feeling of earning love. If love is given freely, you don't trust it. It feels boring. It feels fake. You only value love that is withheld. So you bypass the secure, available partners and zero in on the emotionally unavailable ones. You are trying to win a game you lost in childhood. You are trying to force the bad parent to become the good parent. But the people you choose are incapable of loving you. You are asking a stone to bleed. Lisa's father was distant and critical. As an adult, Lisa dates men who are successful but emotionally cold. She spends all her energy trying to impress them, to make them open up. When she meets a man who is warm and open, she feels no spark. She breaks up with him. A month later, she meets a man who ignores her texts. She feels passion. She is hooked. She thinks she is following her heart. She is following her trauma map back to the scene of the crime. Your boredom is not boredom. It is your nervous system detoxing from trauma. The second loop destroys your potential. Why do you self-sabotage right before you succeed? You work hard, you get close to the finish line, and then you quit. You get sick. You pick a fight with your boss. This is the fear of exceeding your upper limit. Your subconscious has a set thermostat for how much success, happiness, and money you are allowed to have. If you exceed that limit, your internal alarms go off. It's not safe up here. You'll be attacked. You'll be a fraud. So your subconscious engineers a crisis to bring you back down to your familiar level of struggle. You are comfortable in the struggle. You are terrified of the victory. Mark is a talented graphic designer. Every time he gets a big client, he procrastinates. He misses deadlines. He delivers work that is just okay. He loses the client. He feels relief. See? He tells himself, the industry is tough. But it wasn't the industry. It was Mark. He was terrified that if he succeeded with the big client, he would have to perform at that level forever. He sabotaged himself to return to the safety of mediocrity. Your body does not trust success. It trusts struggle. You have seen the loops in your heart and your work, but the deepest loop is the one that governs your internal state, the loop of emotion. The third loop is the addiction to a specific feeling. Do you have a home emotion? For some, it is anxiety. For others, it is anger, or victimhood, or guilt. No matter what happens in your life, good or bad, you always find a way to return to this feeling. If things are calm, you manufacture a crisis to feel anxious. If people are nice, you imagine an insult to feel angry. This emotion is your identity. Without it, you don't know who you are. I am the anxious one. I am the victim. You cling to this suffering because it is familiar. It makes you feel alive. It gives you a sense of self. To let it go feels like dying. Sarah identifies as a worrier. She worries about money, even when she has savings. She worries about her health, even when tests are clear. When one problem is solved, she feels a strange emptiness. Within an hour, her mind scans the horizon and finds a new catastrophe to obsess over. She is not reacting to reality. She is feeding an addiction. Her brain craves the cortisol hit of worry, just as a smoker craves nicotine. Your worry is the absurdity you use to avoid the silence of your soul. You cannot think your way out of an emotional loop. You must interrupt it. Here is the secret to breaking the pattern. The loop is not a solid wall. It is a series of choices. There is a specific moment, a split second, where you decide to repeat the past or create a new future. It happens when you feel the urge to text the toxic ex, when you feel the urge to procrastinate, when you feel the urge to yell. In that moment, your body screams, "Do what we always do." It feels like a compulsion. This is the point of power. If you can pause in that moment, if you can tolerate the discomfort of not acting out the old pattern, the loop shatters. It requires immense strength. It feels wrong. It feels unsafe, but it is the only way out. David is in an argument with his wife. He feels the familiar rage rising. His pattern is to storm out and drive away. He has done it 100 times. He grabs his keys, but his hand freezes on the doorknob. He remembers the loop. He feels the urge to run, screaming in his blood. He stands there shaking. He turns around. He sits down. He says, "I am angry, but I am staying." His wife is shocked. The script is broken. In that moment of uncomfortable stillness, a new future became possible. Identify your trigger moment. What is the specific situation that starts your loop? Is it a late-night text? A criticism? A bank balance notification? Visualize that moment. Rehearse a new reaction. When X happens, I will do Y. Pre-program the new response. When the moment comes, you will not have to think. You will execute the new code. You have blamed fate. You have blamed God. You have blamed the universe. But the universe is not punishing you. It is teaching you. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own soul. Carl Jung. That is why the lesson repeats. You are the author of your own tragedy, and that is why it can end. The cycle ends today. This is your code of breaking free. Date the boring. Reject the spark of trauma. Choose safety. Tolerate success. Expand your capacity for winning without self-sabotage. Interrupt the state. Physically shock yourself out of emotional loops. Seize the point of power. Do the opposite of your instinct in the moment of crisis. Most people repeat the lesson until it destroys them. Very few stop the loop. The record is skipping. Are you going to let it play, or are you going to lift the needle? Either you lift the needle, or it plays again. Right? I break the loop.